algorithms, how to measure. Can you tell me which characteristics we are using to compare the algorithms? How we are judging the algorithm? Can anyone tell me few points we are taking for compare?
Completeness.
Yes, perfect. Completeness, time complexity, space complexity, and quality of the solution. Okay. So on that basis, we try to understand the basic algorithms. Then we came to know at the end that as a human being, we are not using DFS, BFS, these algorithms. We are definitely using something else, and that is not uninformed search our brain uses. Our brain use informed search means for that searching task, our brain is giving some information. So we started to learn heuristic search, heuristic search in which information is given. That heuristic function we learn h of n, which will calculate whenever Mougen function will generate the next elements, new elements, among them which to choose, so that at every step you should go close to the goal. And that's why the heuristic function will calculate the value for every newly generated node, and that value will be the optimal value to achieve the goal. In that optimal, it may be maximize or minimize as per the application. If you want to solve a problem in which we want the cost smallest, we will go with minimum value. If we want to maximize the profit type example, then we will go with the maximum value. But ultimately, optimal value, minimize or maximize, that we find, and that node will be selected. And likewise, our brain goes towards the goal with some information of this distance toward the goal. That's why this is called as heuristic search or the informed search. Informed search. Fine. Shall we move next now? Shall we start for today? Am I audible? Okay, and I hope my screen is also visible to you. So I welcome you for this 13th lecture of AIR. Let's begin with, we've seen that in DFS and BFS, few pros and cons are there for each algorithm. If we see the time complexity, if we see the time complexity of DFS, that is constantly increasing, but time complexity is worst for BFS, breadth first search, because it is increasing exponentially. So this is the downside of BFS over DFS. But at the same time, quality solution will be given by BFS, or BFS is a complete one. So which to use, that is the question in front of us. And in last time we found the solution. Can we combine both? And name of that algorithm is best first search. Are you with me now from this point? We talked about best first search. Give me the, yes. Yes. What is the best first search? We will do the same operation like DFS or BFS, but when our Mougen function will generate new nodes, we will put that nodes in open list. Then already available elements in the open and currently inserted the elements in the open. For every element in the open or every node in the open, we will calculate the heuristic function h of node 1, h of node 2. Like that, as many nodes are there, we will calculate the heuristic value. For an example, we took that heuristic value is the distance of the current node from the goal. So if we get 4 new nodes and among them node number nodes are 1, 2, 3, 4. Node number 3 is having the smallest distance from the goal, means we should choose that node 3 because its heuristic function value h value is less, and which is the best at that instance to reach fast towards the goal. I hope it is clear to you. Yes, tell me, is it okay? Best first search means before this best first search, we were saying that either this is a if this it is a depth first search, always put the left child first, left child first, left child first from the open. Yes, in breadth first search, we will go to complete one level first, then next level, then next level. Yes, but again in both which element we should say left, which right? That is the question there. That is not clear. First thing. So maintaining order, there is no any extra information in DFS and BFS. But here, which order I am talking about? From available nodes in the open list, which node to pick. For picking the node in DFS BFS, randomly we are choosing. That was uninformed search. But now in best first search, we will pick only that node whose H value is optimal. Whose H value will be optimal. So if I have, sorry, let me draw that. If suppose I have a list, sorry, I want to draw the, fine. I have a list, open list, on that different nodes are there. Let's say the nodes are 3, 4. These are the labels of the node. Okay. Now let's say we have to choose one element from this. By the way, why after selecting the element, what is the next task? If we pick randomly anyone from this element, what we do with that node? Anyone? Anyone please try. 5 is selecting the elements from the open. Oh, this is the surprise. If you don't remember this, how can you understand these algorithms? See, these are the goal nodes or not. If we pick any element from open and we test it with goal test function, if it returns true, our algorithm will stop working and return that node. That is your goal. If that is not the goal, then that node will be passed to the moveGen function to discover next elements. At least now is it clear? Use of moveGen function. Oh, sorry, use of open list. Please give me the feedback. Don't slip. Hello? Am I audible? Okay. So open meaning you clear. Now tell me, if I want to go for best first search, see for 2, 4, 1, 6, 7, 8, 9, they have different values of H. They have different values of H. As you know that whenever new elements will come, these are the already available elements, new elements come, then I will push those elements back and new elements will be inserted here. Let's say 11, 13, like this. Okay, so this is the way we are maintaining the open list. So how can I pick the optimal element from this? What operation I have to perform on this list? Yes, or even we can put these elements at the end. Suppose we keep the track that whatever new element will be there, I will put that at the end. Both possibilities are there. According to that DFS, BFS is there, correct? Now from this I want to pick one element which is having the optimal value. So see, this best first search uses, it executes priority queue, it maintains the priority queue. This list is maintained using priority queue, so that whenever you will insert the element, it will use the priority and accordingly it will sort the elements, and the highest priority element will, or optimal element will come first, that will be taken for the next search. Is it okay? Is it clear? Is it clear? Best first search is nothing but only apply the sort function on this queue, this list, and take the optimal one. Fine. Now tell me, this best first search will be complete or not? Think on it. This BFS will be complete or not? Yes, any answer? Remember that, yes, absolutely best first search will be complete. It is complete, correct. It is always will be complete. What about time complexity? Space complexity. See, space and time complexity of this best first search depends on how quality that heuristic function you are using. As I said, heuristic function will give some information which will lead your algorithm towards the goal. How quality algorithm, how quality values that heuristic function is giving, that much that will affect your space and time complexity. If heuristic function is quality one, obviously you will reduce the space complexity, as every time you will explore only the optimal node. Similarly, time complexity also. For the quality of the solution, number of moves required will be, yes, those are will be the less, or those will be a longer, we can't say. So probably your best first search may take the longer path also. So not sure about how much quality that solution is. Again, it depends on the heuristic value, which will lead your best first search towards the quality which is shortest distance, shortest path. Okay, so these are the judgment of best first search. Generally, best first search is a general concept. Best first search is general concept. Let move for some in detail how this best first search concept algorithm will be applied, and how we can go for achieving good results where the best first search is not giving. Like one problem best first search may face is, see, ultimately whenever we are picking the node from this, instead of, see, before insertion of any new elements, already available elements in the open list are sorted by previous scan. Do you agree? Do you agree? But next time, whenever new elements will be there, all that elements are need to be sorted again. So this is one of the drawback of the best first search, need of sorting again. So by this you can find out the variance, like every time no need to maintain whole list of open, only put the element of a current move gen in the priority queue, because ultimately the for previous steps we might have come with the smallest solution. So why to keep track of the remaining which are not the optimal one? We are every time picking the optimal solution. So instead of storing all, you can store the current Mugen functions elements, sort them, pick the smallest, and flush out that open list. So that from the next element again call Mugen, put its elements only. So this may be one variation to save your space and sorting time for base pair search. Let move next. Remember now, or listen carefully now this concept. Let's see with the picture how our this base pair search algorithm will work. Let's imagine that you have a task to climb on the hill. Suppose you are at the bottom part of the hill and you have to climb. So suppose, let me increase the size. Sorry, let me increase the size of line so that you can see it clear. Whatever I am doing, I hope you are able to see. Yes. Is it visible? Yes. Okay. Suppose now you are here at the bottom of the hill. Now you have to climb on top. Yes, hill climbing. We are talking about hill climbing. A very good practical example to understand the base first search. Okay, so tell me now, from this position, you will go in which direction to climb the hill? Will you go up or will you go down? Which direction you will choose? Upwards, correct? But tell me now, how do you understand that you are going upward and not downward? Yes? How you are identifying? As we have a vision, our brain captures the image, then it will check the slope. Where slope is increasing means you are going upward. If slope is decreasing means you are going downwards. That type of our brain will work. So these values are nothing but the heuristic values. Are you getting me? So our brain will start like it will decline that if he has to take the next step. Sorry, let me delete because this is not the correct path downside. So let me delete that. Whenever it will put one step, let's say that step is here. So can I say that heuristic value at this node 1 and heuristic value at this node 2, which heuristic value will be less? If I say this heuristic value is distance from the top, so which node's heuristic value will be less, h1 or h2? H2, obviously. Yes. But if this, see, Mougen function will generate all the points on this circle. I hope you are understanding. So obviously this node Mougen function will generate, and the same time this node also it will generate. Let's say it is h3. Correct? Let's say this is h4. I hope you are getting. From this available, you are going to pick h2 because that is the best. That is the best as per the heuristic value. Then when you will reach here, again you will call that heuristic function. Actually you will call first Mougen function, which will find out the elements around it. Then you will call heuristic function for each of the node on this output of this Mougen function. Are you getting me? And from that it will select this one because this is coming close. Then it will go here. Then it will go here, and finally it will reach to the top. How it will be identified? When our algorithm should stop? When our algorithm should stop? Suppose it is going like this: first step, then second step, then third step, then fourth step. After finding the goal set, yes, that is my question. How that algorithm will understand that the goal is reached? That is the question. That is my question. How algorithm will take step up, but when to stop? How that algorithm will get to know? When your heuristic value, either it will be 0 or practically it should be with that match with the threshold value. Threshold value, suppose you are allowing the error of 2-3 foot, so that in that range when you will reach, that will be the goal state, correct? So your algorithm will stop if the heuristic value of newly node will go to 0 or very close to this top, then our algorithm will stop and you will reach at the top of the hill. Yes, please give me the response, quick response, each one of you. Do you understand it? 13 students are there. Please give me quick response. Only one student is responding me. Please, others, give me the response. Yes, Prajakta, Komal, Shraddha. Others are sleeping. Compulsory give yes response there. Then only you will be here in the lecture. Okay, two more. Pratiksha, Ratuja, Sarika, Shweta. Still hardly 7-8 students giving yes. What about others? Do you understand? You can write no, no problem. Okay. Okay. So I hope you understand this base first search, how it will work. Okay. Okay. Let now move next. Let now move next. And remember well, now we are going to discuss what are the problems this hill climbing algorithm just we discussed may face. What are the problems it may face? Fine. So now I am going to draw. Suppose this hill climb, the hill available here is like this. Now tell me, does our algorithm got the solution? Does it is giving the solution? We reached here. We assume that if we go one step next, it is going away, means this heuristic function is value is increasing here. So we will not move for next. We will put that this is the closest value or this is the goal set, correct? But now picture is this. Actually, top of the hill is not this, it is here. Are you getting me? What is the problem? Please reply. Yes. So remember, this is called as this point is called as local maxima. Yes, for that local area. For this local area, this is the maximum value. This is the more optimal value we are getting. But actually, this is not the final value. We are expected to go here. And this is called as yes, can you guess? It is a global maxima. So do you understand the problem of local maxima? Actually, our goal is to reach here, but as my heuristic function gives the values better, but at some stage, I will not get the better values. Then I may stuck here. My algorithm may stop here by saying that this is the maximum value, optimal value, but actually this is not your optimal values here. So this is the one problem of hill climbing algorithm. This is one problem of hill climbing algorithm. Any problem in this? Shall I move next? Okay. One more situation may there. Let me draw that again. One may situation is the graph is increasing gradually, that hill is increasing gradually. Just a minute, student. Just a minute. Sorry. So see, suppose this is the situation. You reach here and your hill is like this, and after it may go up or down. So the point to consider is from this to this. Yes, what we call to this? Can you name me? On the hill, some part is plain. There is no any up or down. What do we call it? What do we call it? Constant, but there is one proper name. That is a constant. That's why I'm saying it is not giving the better value or lesser value. This part is called as a plateau, pathar in Marathi, plateau, where our algorithm will fail. What do you think? How our algorithm will behave with this area? Imagine your every step from beginning, every step you are getting better values. You are going close to the goal with this hill climbing algorithm. Fine. But once you will reach here, after that, first, second, third, as many times you will run, you will not get the change value. Are you getting me? So our algorithm may imagine that this is the final target and it will stop. But actually, case is not that. In real, our target is here. We have to reach here at the global maxima. But because of a plateau, this algorithm will not work. So we have seen two problems. Can you please tell me which problems hill climbing algorithm face? Please give me the quick response so that we can move further. You can unmute or you can type in chat. Problems in hill climbing. Yes, Neha, Parvez, Parsha, Prajakta, what are the issues? Two issues we discussed, which may be faced by hill climbing algorithm. Yes, correct, Prajakta. Local maxima and plateau. There, our general hill climbing algorithm will not work. And one more area where it will not work. That is, let me draw that diagram again with some space. Suppose the hill area is like this. And then hill is going here. So these are called as ridge areas, dari in Marathi. In these areas, just imagine how your hill climbing algorithm will work. These are the ridges. Yes, how your algorithm will work? What do you think? Will it give the true results? Will it give the true result? Not, because every step in this area, your hill climbing algorithm will go like continuously it will go in value down, down, down. So it may feel that it is going away from the solution. But ultimately again it has to come up, down, and then suppose here is the goal. Yes, so third problem is reaches, where our hill climbing algorithm will fail. Okay, now listen me carefully. Even though I have explained it for the actual hill climbing, but don't take always in this sense. This same will be available, will be applicable, or your hill climbing algorithm may face when you will deal with different problems, like it may be chess problem, 8 puzzle problem, it may be a tower of honey problem, or any other day-to-day life where we want optimization. We want optimal result. Suppose we want to find a solution of face detection. In that case, again, our already stored face and the face which we cached. When current face we want to match with the stored database face, there we have to apply the algorithm which matches more close to this. So there also this situation may there. There may be local maxima means 70-80% match is there, but actual face is different. Okay, plateau means number of images are not changing. There is no value changing with the no any progress of more accurate image, or regions where the next images are taking you down. In all these cases, hill climbing algorithm will face this local plateau or regions problem. So remember this well. These are the issues, and that's why from because of these issues, now in heuristic function, base pair search will not sufficient. We have to think about some more solutions, some more another algorithms which may help us for a better results. Note down, this will be 100% question in theory exam in same and same. What is hill climbing algorithm and what are the problems hill climbing algorithm faces? Explain with proper example. Okay, so in that either you can draw these 3 diagrams, or in one diagram itself you can show this local, then plateau, then stretch, and then global. In one also you can show, no problem, but you should able to explain clearly. The term local and global refers to the regions of the search space accessed by the algorithm. Base pair search algorithm is a global in the sense that it keeps the entire search space in its scope. Listen me carefully. Base pair search and best first search and its flavor hill climbing algorithm. Base pair search talks about the global because base pair search at every time take all the nodes from open, whereas hill climbing algorithm is local because it is confirmed only to extending one given path. Do you understand this difference in these two? BFS, base pair search and hill climbing, both are taking the heuristic function to go ahead. But let me share with you again. Open list here is all its previous elements. Let's say these elements along with newly generated elements, and then it will sort all elements and then pick the best. This is a best pair search. But for hill climbing will only concentrate on suppose there are again the same situation. There is 4, 5, 7. This was previous available nodes in the open. If new algorithm gives 8, 1, 3, new algorithm will don't care about this previous one, new step, sorry, new next call of Mugen will don't care about this. Sorry, unfortunately this color is there, so I am reviewing that first. Oh, color 2 it is. I have to make it blank. Sorry. Okay, thank you. Okay, now when Mugen function will call, it will remove 4, 5, 6 and it will keep only 8, means current instance 8, 1, 3, and from this which is the base that will be taken. Means, do you agree? It means that hill climbing is talking about local instance. Please give me quick reply. Do you agree? It is talking about a local thing, whereas this base first search is talking about global because it is considering all the elements and then picking the best one from this. But as we know that, then you may say that if why we are not using base space search, why we learn this second depth hill climbing algorithm. The reason is that we have seen what is the drawback of base space search. That's why. Okay, is it okay? Now we will learn next of the elements. Next of the elements, which will optimize this hill climbing algorithm. More better way of hill climbing algorithm, in the sense that the problem this hill climbing algorithm facing, like local maxima, plateau or ridges, those problems are solved by the next algorithms. So we are going for that, and in time we can complete at least one. Listen me carefully, because this is quite interesting problem we are going to see now. The SAT problem. SAT problem. Yes, anyone heard about it? What is the meaning of SAT? I am expecting from you, because we learned this in previous years. Let me write. SAT is nothing but satisfiability problem. At least now anyone hello? Am I audible? Am I audible? Yes. Sorry, because of the power failure, I went out of the class. I hope my screen is also visible to you. Great, great. What satisfiability problem is? Let's consider one Boolean example. Let's consider one Boolean example. A and B, let's say A and B or C. This is my one Boolean expression. A and B or C. Now I want to find the values of A, B and C, such that I want to find values of A, B and C such that this total equation will return me a value 1 or true. This value will return value 1 or true when I will solve the equation. So can you tell me which is the possible value which will take me to result 1? Okay, Parvez is saying 0, 1, 0 and 0 or 1. So correct, this is one result, that is 0 and 0 will be 0 and 0 or 1 will give one result. Now tell me, will it be the only one solution? Any another one? So any another solution do you get? If I say 1 1 1 means A equal to 1, B equal to 1, C equal to 1, will it give me the value true? Yes, correct. So there will be, first thing is clear. Satisfiability means what? What values of the variables satisfies the equation to be true or false. Not always true, it will be as per the requirement of that problem. But what values I should set to these variables so that that equation will give me the result true or false. That is means a satisfiability problem. So here again, tell me now, please, tell me, can we count this problem in, does this is a search problem, finding out which are the values satisfies this equation. Does this is a search problem? Yes, only Parvez is saying yes. What about others? Do you also agree? What we have to search? Please tell me what we have to search. Numbers. No, numbers not exactly. You are on the right track. Possible values of A, B, and C. Possible values of A, B, and C, and combinations. And those combinations, which will lead, or sorry, not combination. Possible values of A, B, C, which will lead us to the solution. True. So we have to search. We have to take one node. Suppose there are three variables. We have to take one node. First, make all values 0, 0, 0. Then, if, now please concentrate, then you will understand it. If I say, screen is not visible, please give me quick feedback. Screen is visible or not? Prajakta is no, Prajakta, just join the session again. You will get my screen. Please. Others are able to see it. Okay. What I'm saying is, if suppose we take this as a start state to check, search for three values. Let's say I want to check 0, 0, 0 is giving true result or not. If not, definitely it will lead to the wrong or false value. Then my moveGen function will run. Let's say that moveGen function alter only one bit at a time. Means it will check who will be the neighbors. Neighbors means from this 3 bit, 1 bit is changed. So if you understand what are the possibilities that only 1 bit is changed, means either it may change value of A, it may change value of B, or it may change value of C. Do you agree? Yes, good. So my moveGen function will look like this. It will generate 3 from the current node 0, 0, 0, and it will select one of it. What is our goal? See now, here goal is not a single state. Here goal may be multiple possibilities, as we seen. 0, 0, 1 is also goal, or 1, 1, 1 is also goal. So multiple possibilities there. Yes, then once our moveGen function will generate these three nodes, it will pick one of them, and check that that is a goal node or not. If that is a goal node, okay. If not, then it will check the another node like this. Are you getting me? Satisfiability problem, how we are representing it as a search problem. Dear students, if you remember, I have assigned one assignment in your classroom. I have listed out few examples for problems, and I am expecting that you should represent them as a search problem. So this is one example how we represent the satisfiability problem as a search problem. Yes. Now imagine, see, this is the condition only having three variables. Condition having three variables. Imagine that now there are 10 variables. Imagine variables equal to 10 and k is equal to suppose 5. Now what k is? Here k is 2, which is having either value or 0 or 1. 0 or 1. But let's say for another problem, k value is 5. Means this bit value may be 5 different possibilities. But okay, so for satisfiability problem, we must have to stick with 2. Sorry, 0 and 1, true or false. Sorry. So k is 2 and variables are 10. So now imagine how much such different possibilities will be there. From every node, 10 variables means 10 such neighbors will be there. Agree? Are you getting me? Are you getting me? So tell me, what do you expect? These neighbors should be sparse or dense? Neighbors, here are the three neighbors, three variables. If variables are 10, 10 neighbors will be there. What do you expect? No, neighbors should be very sparse or dense. Sparse means very less number of. Dense means crowded. So what do you expect? Searching algorithm will be expensive for sparse neighbors or dense neighbors. Obviously, dense will be very complex. It will take more time. So now can we apply? Now can we apply base first search or hill climbing algorithm here? Instead of checking all nodes, can we check some single node or even at least a group of node which may lead to us towards the goal node? Instead of checking 10 nodes, can we check 2, 3 or 1 node which is the best one and lead to the target? Again, if we use the hill climbing here, then definitely we may face local maxima problem. If we go with the base phase search, means we are checking all the neighbors, so there is time and space complexity issue. So here we should apply the operator which will tell us among those 10 which are the good few neighbors. Okay, one neighbor, two neighbor, three neighbor. So that algorithm is called as variable neighborhood descent concept. Variable neighborhood descent. What it is? Here we are saying about a neighborhood function that leads to the sparse or a quicker movement through the search. Sparse means very less number of nodes it will take. As this algorithm inspect fewer neighbors instead of whole, please listen me carefully. As this algorithm inspects very fewer nodes as compared to whole, there is a great probability of getting stuck in the local maxima. Do you agree? Do you agree? Our issue is when more number of variables, there more number of cross checks are there. So if your search space is dense, it will take more time, more space. For that we take the solution that we should select few neighbors which are the good among all neighbors. Okay, but now that concept will face a problem, like it may stuck in the local maxima. Whatever elements you are selecting, maybe for few next steps there is no more proper solution, no more best value of h value. So your algorithm may say that this is the solution, but actual global maxima may be different. So understand this variable neighborhood descent. Descent, I think first time you come across this word in this algorithm. Descent means optimal, which is the best solution we want. So variable neighborhood descent, variable term here is the number of neighborhoods you are going to check. That will not constant, that will be variable. In that sense, is variable. Okay. So for today, we'll stop here. In tomorrow's lecture, we will continue from this part, variable neighborhood descent. Okay. So thank you for joining this lecture. Tomorrow I expect more count. Please ask your friends to join, because very interesting point we are going to learn tomorrow. By that time you will be able to understand this algorithm better. Thank you.